So remember when they said that this movie was flopping? Well, we have an update of the box office of Migration. This is the newest Illumination movie that is released, and the movie is still performing very, very well. And people say, but it only opened to 12 million. But you gotta realize this is the ratings the movie is having. Besides, December 27th, 2023, the movie's weekend numbers have increased every single time, including December 29th, since Christmas Day. So, this movie is a very great option for the holidays. If we can compare it to the Puss in Boots movie, I think that is the best comparison we can do for this movie because it's a similar movie, almost certainly. Not in the storytelling. I don't know if this movie has the same story or anything, but the movie is performing better than Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It is still performing better on day 8. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish has only made 48 million at this point, and Migration made 43 million. But again, because Migration doesn't really have the same reception that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish had, will the movie continue performing as well as Puss in Boots? I think it will eventually break even. The movie's budget is actually smaller than Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which means the movie only needs to make $180 million. So Migration, it can still make it over the $100 million mark. I think it will almost be certainly a profitable movie, as it will also make money internationally as well. So this movie is continuing to do pretty well at the box office. This this given the fact it's opening. Okay, most movies do not make this much. This is usually the best amount if it isn't a holiday release. They do with 12 million opening as well. The movie has made $68 million, which means it only needs to make like $100 million to break even. And of course, the weekend's not even over. And of course, you also have New Year's Day, which is the last day that most people have off for the break before they go back to school. So it still has the New Year's Day. It'll probably make around $60 million by that time, which means the movie is performing better day to day versus Puss in Boots. It might even make $30 million by the end of that weekend. Of course, we'll see how it rigs out throughout throughout January. Of course, I think it should do pretty well throughout January because considering it is, its only real competition is the really Wonka movie, which already will have made a profit by now, because considering the fact that it's making a lot of money throughout the holiday weekend. And I said the movie will be a surprise sweeper hit, along with Migration, as the fact that there will be the two most successful movies during the holidays. Migration and Wonka. Wonka has a $125 million budget, which is what we have listed here. The movie needs to make $66 million since the last update, and we have not had any sales for Flower and the Color Purple, as we haven't covered the full weekend box office, as we'll cover that probably tomorrow or on Monday to include New Year's Day. But Migration, this is only based off of the, first weekend numbers. The numbers have definitely improved much more than this initial weekend. Same thing of Anyone But You and The Iron Claw as well. So we'll be going over both of those movies as well. Well, so Anyone But You, this is a romance movie, isn't doing as well as other movies. It really needs international sales if it really wants to break even, which again it hasn't released in international markets until post Christmas. So the movie should be coming out in international markets. It released the first in the U.S. and Canada. But the movie will probably continue doing pretty well. And this movie had a smaller opening, in fact, than Migration. And it's actually going to perform this probably better on its second weekend than its first. Which means this movie will do pretty well on its second weekend. And also it's finally releasing internationally. Whereas again, they sort of released the movie internationally simultaneously with But again, it's not a major movie, so it's not going to be getting the same international treatment like something like Puss in Boots or Mike Grayson got, or Willy Wonka did, because Willy Wonka will also still continue doing well throughout the holidays. The movie is very close to breaking even, and that's not including the updated international sales to update the movie likely to receive with the Christmas numbers in countries like Mexico, Brazil, Australia, three countries that celebrate Christmas, the UK, mainland Europe, up as well, Latin America. Okay, I know I said Mexico, Brazil, but Latin America also as a continent that celebrates Christmas. You probably have a very massive international weekend for this movie. The Even with a movie like Aquaman, which is a massive failure as well, because this movie is doing pretty poorly. Aquaman has had a decline day by day by day, here. Considering this is the numbers for Thursday, we have some movies have numbers for Friday, like Anyone But You and Boys in the Boat and Iron Claw. Of course, there were, Anyone But You is performing 5% worse than last week, but will probably hold better given the fact that you have New Year's in 2 days. You also have Boy and the Heron still performing pretty decently at the box office. I think that and the Godzilla movie will be our feeders right after the New Year's Day weekend. They wanted to keep both movies in for the New Year's weekend as well. It was a pretty packed holiday weekend. It didn't perform as well as last holiday weekend because he didn't have a massive movie like Avatar on the way home. But this holidays should still be a very respectable holiday weekend as well. So movies like Color Purple, Wonka, Mike Grayson are still doing pretty well. Color Purple, again, that movie has a big problem with a budget of like $100 million or so. But yeah, I think they spent $100 million on this movie. At least that's the sources I heard. So this movie really needs to make a lot of money to break even. Again, they said the movie had a record opening. Again, this movie is going to really need the international numbers, which won't be coming in until 2 days later. Anyways, as well. Same thing, a lot of these movies are hard to have international numbers as well, because the movies make a lot of money on this weekend as well. So yeah, Migration still continue to perform pretty well as well. Along with Wonka is performing pretty well, passing $100 million domestically, and so probably continue performing pretty well for the next week, throughout the next month as well. So that is it for the box office the Thursday. We also have some Friday numbers for some movies, but not all movies have the Friday numbers in, because for some reason it takes them forever to do all the movies for Friday as well. But wouldn't be surprised if if Willy Wonka still takes number one, and Aquaman actually has an increase over last week compared to how it usually performed throughout the week, decline every day as well.